KarenOBeauty, and today I'm going to be taking you through my JLo Met Gala inspired look. Looking at pictures from the Met Gala, JLo just looks stunning in her ball-made gown. She took her classic JLo sun-kissed look and added that little bit of zhuzh to amp it up a little. Today I'm going to be using products that I already own to give you that JLo glow. And without further ado, let's move on to the tutorial. So first I'm going to start by priming my face. I'm going to use a combination of the NYX Angel Veil Primer and the Wet n Wild Dewy Primer. When you look at JLo's pictures from the Met Gala, she has this overall glow, and I think the combination of these two primers is going to help get that glow. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the Angel Veil, I'm putting it in my T-zone because that's where I tend to perspire, and I just want to keep those areas not necessarily matte, but as satin as possible. And I'll use the Dewy on the outer portions of my face. So I've noticed that my eyes are looking a little gray. I may be a little tired, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually color correct. I don't normally do this. It's just something that I've noticed that today, for whatever reason, my eyes are just looking very sunken, and given my complexion, I would use an orange color corrector. And so today I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal color corrector in the color orange. And I'm just gonna put it right in the corners of my eyes, on the corners of my mouth. And I'm just gonna take my damp beauty blender and I'm just gonna pat that out a little. This is so when I apply my foundation over top, we won't get those gray areas. So for foundation, I'm going to use the NYX Total Control Drop in the color Golden. This foundation comes off a bit matte, but what I like about it is that it's very buildable and I don't have to use a lot. So given that it's a warmer time of year, as I drop that all down my shirt, given that it's a warmer time of year, it's nice to have a buildable foundation and not feel like you have too many layers on. So now that I have a few drops on my face, I'm just going to take the larger end of my beauty blender and I'm just going to pounce that out. I really like how this foundation looks on my skin because it really plays into my yellow undertone and just complements it. So as I mentioned, it's buildable. I feel like I need a few more drops on my cheeks. Let's try that again. And I've got my foundation done. So now I'm just going to conceal under my eyes. And I'm actually also going to use concealer for my eyeshadow primer. I'm going to use my tried and true Tarte Shape Tape. If you've been watching my videos, you know that this is like my OG. I use it like all the time. And I was running out, so I took the stopper out from the Tarte Shape Tape. I'll show you one with the stopper in it. Like there's a little stopper in here that kind of just wipes the concealer off the wand. So as I'm nearing the end, I took that stopper out so that I could basically just optimize as much of this concealer as possible before I open up the new one, because this Shape Tape ain't cheap. I'm just going to do my regular triangle motion, put a little concealer on my eyelids, and then I'm going to use my beauty blender and I'm going to pounce that in. And you'll see that now that I'm putting the concealer over top that color corrector, you won't see the color corrector at all. And sorry guys, that's my executive producer, my dog Cookie. She just had her dinner, as you could hear. So I'm gonna just pounce that in. You're gonna see that the grayness that was originally under my eye is now hidden. And that orange color corrector pretty much does that all. Before I move on to the other side, I'm just going to set this with some powder. I'm going to go into my Shade and Light palette, my Kat Von D, and just use my setting brush. I'm just going to tap into this color here. I always forget what it's called. It's called Lyric. It's this yellow toned powder. I'm just going to set the concealer under my eye. And I'm going to use the peach tones and use that for my upper lid because I did not put color corrector on the upper lid. And that peach tone is going to help cancel out whatever gray might still be there. And now I'm going to use to the second side. I'm going to move on to doing my eyes, and looking at JLo's pictures from the Met Gala, I see that she's done this metallic coppery or gold eye, and it's really intense. It's typical JLo. It's definitely one of her signature styles. And I'm just going to pull up a picture just to get a close-up of what her eye looks like. And it looks like she has a deeper brown in the corners of her eyes and then has this metallic copper gold all over her lid. So we're just going to move forward. We're going to do that. I'm going to use my Anastasia Soft Glam palette, and I'm going to use some of my shadows from MAC. I'm going to use Amber Lights, and I'm probably going to use Gold Mine. Those are two of my OG looks, or two of my OG eyeshadows, I should say, because this JLo Glow Sunkissed look is definitely an OG look for me. I've been doing this look for years, and I love it. Like, I just love how it works with her skin tone, and I love how it works with my skin tone. So, moving in. I'm going to first start by dipping my blending brush. This is the definition brush from Lise Wattier. I'm going to dip it into the burnt orange from Anastasia. And I'm just going to start by putting that into my crease. I'm going to wipe that in a windshield wiper motion, just in my crease, going from one end to the other. Now I'm going to dip that same brush into the same palette, into the color Rustic. I'm going to tap off some of the excess, and I'm going to start working that into the corner of my eye. Just concentrating that brown color into the corners and building up that intensity. I'm just going to do a quick check. I'm going to dip my brush back into burnt orange and just sweep into my crease. I'm going to continue to build that corner by dipping that same brush into Rustic and slightly into Cypress Umber, which is a deeper brown. I'm going to tap off the excess, and I'm going to continue building. I just really love this brown metallic smoky eye. It works with so many different complexions, as I said earlier before, and I really think that this is definitely a brown girl friendly look. I think it works for very fair complexions as well as very dark complexions. I'm going to take a clean blending brush and I'm just going to blend out the edges. Buff them out just so that there's no harsh lines. Using a flat eyeshadow brush, I'm going to dip into Amber Lights. And Amber Lights has been one of my favorites for many the I'm just going to sweep that across my lid. The reason why I like Amber Lights is because the reason why I like Amber Lights is because no matter what my skin tone may be, whether it's the winter, whether it's spring, fall, or summer, this color always looks great and it always complements my skin tone. And I feel like it's one of those colors that would complement many other skin tones as well. Going back into my original blending brush, I'm going to dip into burnt orange and I'm just going to run that through my crease. I'm going to just take the same brush, I'm going to dip into Gold Mine. And I'm just going to put that above my crease. I think I want to bump up that gold a little bit more. So I'm going to dip my brush into Glistening and Fairy in the Anastasia palette. And I'm just going to put it above my crease. I'm just gonna, again, just go into Rustic and Cypress Umber and just intensify that corner. Because now as the colors are coming together, I'm noticing that the corner is not looking as smoky. Taking the clean blending brush, I'm going to blend all the colors together. And now I have this eye complete. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this eye. Now that I've finished applying eyeshadow to my eyes, I'm going to move on and add mascara. I'm going to use the Bad Gal Bang mascara from Benefit. And I'm just going to apply this to my upper lashes. I'm going to do this before I add falsies. Now I'm going to go off camera and add falsies. So now that I have my lashes on, I'm just going to move on and I'm going to do some eyeshadow on my lower lash line. I'm going to use the Morphe M506 brush, which is a very small blending brush, and I'm going to just dip that into Amber Light. And I'm going to run that along my lower lash line. So I noticed in JLo's pictures, she tight lined her eyes. My eyes tend to water really, so I should say, my eyes tend to water a lot when I try to tight line, so I'm going to skip that step. That's something you can always do whenever you see a look or you see a tutorial online. If there's something that you're just not in love with or not comfortable with or just doesn't react well to your body, you can just skip that part and make the look your own. I'm going to apply the same Bad Gal Bang mascara to my lower lashes. Now that I've fully completed my eyes, I can move on to highlight and contour. So to contour, I'm going to use my Morphe R7 brush, which is a fluffier brush, and I'm also going to use my Kat Von D Shading Light palette. When I look at JLo's contours from the Met Gala, she uses really warm tones. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dip into this color here in the center called Shadow Play because it is a little bit on the warmer side. And I'm just going to contour going downwards. And the reason why I'm doing that is because my face is a little round and I want to just snatch that face, like just pull it in a little so it looks a little slimmer or a little more oval shaped. I'm also going to contour my jawline and under my chin. And one thing that I had actually seen online is JLo's makeup artist from Inglot. What he does is he makes sure that he connects her contour on her jawline to the contour on her cheek. So we're going to make sure that we do that too. And don't forget to contour your forehead and put some of that color in your hairline. Now that I have this side done, I'm going to do the same to the other side. Now that I have that complete, my contour, I'm going to move on to my highlight. And I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amazing highlighter. And this is a beautiful gold color. So I'm going to dip my, actually I was going to use a fan brush, but I realized that JLo's highlight was very subtle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a highlight brush instead. And this one is from Morphe. It's a Morphe 510 brush. And I'm just going to dip into the highlighter. And I'm just going to put it on in a circular motion on my cheekbones. So the fan brush would give me a more intense highlight. It'll be like that striking strobe look. Whereas this brush gives me a little more subtle look. I'm going to highlight just above my eyebrow. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to hit my Cupid's bow. And as I do this, I realize that I didn't contour my nose, which is something that I normally do. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get my brushes to contour my nose because I want it to look really snatched. Now that my nose is on point, I'm gonna go in with bronzer. So what I also noticed from JLo's pictures is that she, in addition to her contour, she has a warm bronzer, and I want that to happen as well. So I'm going to use MAC's bronzing powder in the color bronze, using the same R7 brush. I'm just going to dip in, tap off any excess, and I'm just going to apply it to over top my contour, just to warm it up some more, because as I mentioned, hers was really warm. Perfect. Happy with what's going on there. And now I'm going to apply some blush. I'm using the Morphe Y3 brush. I'm going to use MAC's Copper Tone blush Mattes. I'm going to use MAC Cosmetics Copper Tone blush, and it's a matte blush. So I'm just dipping my brush into my blush. Try to say that 10 times fast. And I'm just going to apply this blush in between my highlight and my bronzer / contour. I'm going to finish it off with my lips. I'm going to use Cork lip liner from MAC, and I'm going to line my lips, and it's definitely a favorite of mine. As you can tell by the condition of this pencil, you can tell I use it a lot. And I'm just going to take a quick look at JLo's picture again. And she has a very nude, glossy lip. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Revlon Brazilian Tan. You can see the color. I actually debated using MAC's matte lipstick in the color Yash, but then I would have to add a gloss on top of that. So I think the Brazilian Tan is going to give me that shiny nude lip that I want to achieve. Perfect. So I'm going to add some setting spray. JLo's face is very natural. It's not at all matte, so I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Natural Finish setting spray. I'm just going to spritz that on, like as if I'm being touched by the makeup gods. And I'm going to wait for that to dry. Let that dry. I'm actually going to go off camera. I'm going to pop on some earrings and I'll be back. So there you have it. This is my JLo Met Gala inspired look, and I think it turned out great. This is her classic JLo glow, and I believe it'll be phenomenal on many different skin tones. If you try this look at home, let me know in the comment section how it worked out for you. And if you had any challenges, let me know what those were as well. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button below and be sure to share it with your friends. And until next time, I'm sending love and light your way. Bye!